Hey YouTube, Dan out over here coming at you with Pokemon that I had built up at one point and I just haven't used yet, so I've already hit Legends, might as well use them. So it's kind of going to be a random video because the team has flaws starting right off the bat against like Steels. You don't really have anything to go against these Steel type Pokemon. But I wanted to try a couple things with this team. I want to try one thing with each Pokemon. So Greedent, I built it up because it was at a time one a super good save swap. It's kind of trickier now with the Charizards and Flyers in here because the Volt Seeds are resisted and you're just going to get like outpaced here. So that was one thing. The second thing is I wanted to try Quick Attack on Sylveon because ever since the Charm nerf, really, outside of Tapu Fini, which is running like Water Gun and Surf, like you don't really have any Charmers in here. So I'm not using the Charm, even though like that's that. But I wanted to try the Quick Attack to be like, you can instead of like focusing on like the Water Gun damage and Tapu Fini, you just focus on trying to get the Dazzling Gleams quickly. And see how that works. And then Electivire is another interesting one because you have Wild Charges for all those Flyers, but you also have this Ice, and Wild Charge just in general is a nuke. But you also have these Ice Punches for these Giratinas, and as you can see, these add up, and I'm gonna grab 2 shields off Giratina and snipe here with my Greedent. So each of these Pokemon were interesting. I think the worst one, quite honestly, was Greedent. And I think it comes down to there's too many Greedent and Umbreon. And let's start with Greedent and Umbreon. They were all-stars for a while as save swaps in Great League and Ultra League. And I think what happened is, because they're both actually, like the Greedent's like level 40. I think the Greedent's probably close to level 50, and the Umbreon's definitely level 50. Like it's definitely close to level 50 here. What I think has happened is there seems to have been a lot of bulkier Pokemon that have come into play here that also hit somewhat hard. And I think it's a combo of just like the X, but it's like other Pokemon are XL too. But a lot of these Pokemon can get to like level 45, 46, 47 and above and be able to hit you decently hard and have decent HP, like a health. And I think like I meant Jellicent on my Legend team is the perfect example where Jellicent is like level, I don't know, 40, high 40s anyways. It's so tanky and you have the Shadow Ball, which still like nukes. And the problem with Umbreon and Greedent is that you're never threatened by them, right? You take the body slams are annoying and they add up, but you really don't need to start thinking about shielding body slams till like the 3rd or 4th one, right? And that's the problem. That's the problem I have with Greedent. And then there's so many just Flyers now, so the Bolt Seed's kind of useless. There's so many fighters in this between like Cobalion and Virizion that got the double kick, right? So they're causing problems. So I think Greedent has been kind of not great as a safe swap anymore. So again, another one of these level like 49, 50 Pokemon that are no longer helpful for me. Quick Attack Sylveon. This was kind of an interesting one to use because with the charm damage, you really don't have many Charmers at all in Ultra League. I've played this many times this season, and I have very rarely ran into a Charmer. Maybe it's going to change with Ninetales, like Charmaine Ninetales. Maybe you'll start seeing more of those. I actually did catch, I don't know what rank it is, but on my like Pokegenie I think it is, said it was like 99.7%. So I gotta imagine it's like a top 100 rank. It's like a 9, 12, 15. So somewhere it's like something like, I don't know, not exactly like that, but it's pretty close to that. It's a really good high rank. So I plan on building that up. So maybe with that, you'll see more Charmers. But for the most part, Charm is gone in this. So I tried the Quick Attack, and it was interesting in the fact that Sylveon has a decent amount of play because, again, there's not a ton of poison running around in Ultra League, right? Because you have Nidoqueen, which is like gone now. you have Drapion and Amok, but a lot of people use Shadow Drapion and don't use Sludge on it. They just use like Aqua Tail and Crunch. So there's not a ton of like poison to deal with. There is a lot of steel, right? Galarian Stunfisk, Registeel, Cobalion to a certain extent, but even Cobalion's like, there's a lot of fighters, so you resist that. There's a lot of darks, so you resist that. There's like Giratina, which is like half dragon, so you hit for super effective when you get to the Dazzling Gleams quick. You do okay in neutral situations. You're like okay for bulk. So I didn't hate this Pokemon at all. Like I think if I would run it again for sure. I would probably team build better, right? I think you need something like a Swampert on your team to deal with it, to deal with other Pokemon that are just gonna like resist the Quick Attack, Psyshock, and Dazzling Gleam. But I did not hate running Quick Attack. I don't think it's a must. I think it's like if you want to try something for fun, I think it's worth trying for fun. But it's not one of those Pokemon that I'm gonna say like you need to build a team around this Pokemon. Electivire, I don't know. Electivire is just so glassy. First of all, Electivire is so glassy. If you're going to use it, I honestly would not use the non-shadow version. I think you have to use the shadow version of Electivire if you're going to use it, because it is kind of like, I see it kind of like a, what's the other one? Not Hitmonchan, but there was like another one where it's just like, these Pokemon are so glassy to start with. The extra damage you're getting out is much more valuable than just like the couple like extra damage you're going to take, because you're so glassy anyways. You can barely take a move as it is, so just get that extra damage. Again, it has a lot of coverage. I kind of already mentioned like Wild Charge for the Flyers. Wild Charge just in any neutral matchup is a beast. Ice Punch, there's a lot of dragons out there. Ice Punch, those will add up. And Flyers, right? Those will start to add up too. So it has coverage. It's a little glassy. It is the only thing ranked in the top is funny because I just went through their rankings. Greedent is level 50, is like rank 50 on PvPoke. So it's not terribly ranked at all. Sylveon was like 103 and Electivire was like 200 and something. So again, I think Electivire struggles with tankiness. I think non-shadow here struggles because you can't like like a lot of things can survive a Wild Charge from the non-shadow, and that is a problem. So that's kind of my thought process on the not thought process on the team. Those are my thoughts on the Pokemon. Again, fun to use because I've built them up. So we will post this, and I got one more Ultra League team coming. Maybe because I've got a bunch of teams. I don't know when I'm going to post all these because I'm doing these in advance of Love Cup, and I expect to do a few Love Cup teams because I know a lot of people want to play that because they're just kind of bored of Ultra League or don't have Pokemon of Ultra League. So I've got 4. This will probably go up after a few of them, but like between the one on Saturday, and then I think I got Monday, this will be Tuesday, and then tomorrow I got one more with Armored Mewtwo. That'll probably go up tomorrow too. So you'll get a bunch of Ultra League teams. You'll probably get a bunch of Love Cup teams this week as well, as we head into the final couple weeks of the season. And then we look forward to the last few weeks, which I am not looking forward to. Again, I mentioned in my video the other day, with all these power-up, again, knowing that Classic is gone is almost a good thing because you can just like start powering stuff up. So I said, I've got a lot of Pokemon, not a lot, like 10 Pokemon that are now level 50 that have some play in, I'm going to just check PvPoke, but I doubt that it's up yet, the rankings for Master League. Oh yeah, Master Premier is here, which is good because that is level 50. So this is good. So Dragonite is ranked number 1. I have that. Florges is number 2. I do not have the Hundo yet, but man, I am catching every single one of those flowers that I see this week, and I'm still like 250 XL candies behind. So I'm just going to try and maybe grind that this weekend, or this past weekend, I guess, to get some more of those. Gyarados, well, that's a shadow. I have the non-shadow, so I have that built up. I have Garchomp, yep, and I have Metagross. So I already have like 4 of the top 10 Premier Pokemon built up. I also have, I could build up a Mamoswine. I don't have a Hundo yet, but I have like a 98, so that's something I could build up. That one's a Shadow Swampert, but I have my Swampert built up already. I have Machamp built up. So I do have like 7 Pokemon in the top, looks like 35, 40. And Ursaluna is rank number 8, and I do have a Hundo and I have the XLs. So that'll probably be one of my next Pokemon to build up. So I will not be short of Pokemon in the Master League Premier per se. There's others, like I said, I have Mamoswine XL candies. I just don't have a Hundo yet. I've got like a 98 I could build up. Hydreigon is number 18. I didn't get a Hundo there, so same thing. I have enough XLs because I had the community day. So again, I can like hang in here in Master League Premier. So I'm hoping to be able to like put out at least a couple teams for Master League Premier. The first one's gonna be the team that got me like 500 ELO just in the Master League, just to see how it's different between level 40 and level 50. Yeah, that'll be next week. But again, if you have Master League Open or Master League Premier videos for level 50, please send them my way, link in the description. I will definitely showcase them because I will not have enough to do for the full week. So that is it. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate the thumbs up and comments if you're new to this channel. And I will see you guys in the next one.